Good morning, it's Fish, the Beach Bum Investor. Feeling a little bit better again today, so stoked to be here for another live session of the cryptocurrency chat. What I'm actually going to do right now is just quickly set up the simulcast in Steemit, and we'll go from there. So if you just bear with me, I'm just going to post the link to this. Hey dog, you're the quickest person I've ever met. I've never met anyone to jump onto a convo so quick. Good to see you again, brother. How you been? I'm just going to set this up. I'm going to try simulcasting in Steemit. So, can't stay. You're always streaming, man. What's ever different? The workhorse of YouTube, eh, dog? Good on you, brother. I'm going to just quickly stream this in Steemit as well. I'm going to give it a try. So I haven't seen it done before. I don't know if it's a first, but I'm trying a simulcast. So I'm just going to see what happens if I actually go to my channel. See if it has me as streaming. Hey Brian, how you going? You're new here. Okay, well we're doing cryptocurrency discussion, Bitcoin. Trying to learn, you've come to the right place. What we do is we chat about different cryptos. You're welcome to bring any up yourself. We try and take a, well, look, I do represent PIVX, but we do try and take a honest, open view on all the cryptos. You're welcome to agree, disagree, come back with your comments. That's how we learn together. So all I ask is that when you are criticising someone else's point of view, that you keep that criticism constructive or creative. Don't just attack people. That's all we ask here. So I haven't actually announced this one yet, so it might take a while to get a few people on board. I'm going to be discussing Picoin. That's one definitely I'll be looking at today. Yeah, you're welcome, Brian. You're welcome. So hang around if you'd like, man. We're about to have a bit of a crypto discussion. And I'm going to just post on Steemit now and let everyone know that we're doing that, and hopefully we'll get a few more people over to join in the live discussion. In any case, I've got some interesting figures on Picoin, so for a newbie, that's a good place to start doing the maths and understanding why you're investing in any particular investment. So I can do that for you, even if you're the only one watching with me today. So let me just post on Steemit very quickly. Live now. If I pull that up, that's going to give me the link. I can post that into Steemit. That's weird. I'm watching myself live with a delay. Okay, I'm just going to post this and see how it goes. Bitcoin, PIVX. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, so hopefully we'll get a few. Oh, 3 people. Okay, we can start the conversation now. I've just posted on Steemit to try and get a few more people interested in this conversation that we're about to have. A bit of crypto chat. Yeah, so I'll start by running through the market just to see where we're at as of this moment, so we can get started. Some of the more prominent coins and the coins I'm invested in, I will start with those, and we'll move on from there. So just bear with me. I'll bring up coin market cap. Let's have a look. Yeah, for those just joining, we will be doing some maths on Picoin today. Just taking a look at it as an investment. Just to fully disclose, I'm not bought in yet and I'm not interested at this stage, but I can certainly be tempted because I like the figures. What I don't like is the lack of presence on their website, and I need to find some Slack groups or something to speak to developers before I can actually commit to this purchase. But I like the maths behind it, and I'll show you that in the next 20 minutes or so. We'll discuss for about an hour today. I'm trying to do an hour every day. So just taking a look at the market for you. The market cap's sitting at 150 billion solid. I have seen it get as high as around 154 I want to say. Is the highest I've personally seen it just spot checking. So we've had some decent consolidation after a really big run up. So that's good for the crypto investors. Bitcoin's sitting at 4,140. As I said the other night when it dipped down to 3,800, I think it was 3,800, maybe 3,850, I can't remember. But when it dipped down, that's when I put my weekly budget in. I had a bit extra to spend, and I'd been sort of waiting for that retracement. It came back down off 4,400, and I thought it would actually pierce that 4,000 psychological support, and it did. So then I waited, and I pumped in at about 3,850. So yeah, good gains straight away, and then as you know, I transferred a lot of that to PIVX and had good gains again. So pretty stoked with this week. Bitcoin's done well to consolidate. Ethereum's sitting at $318 a coin this morning. So pretty good consolidation after a nice run up again. So that's come back strong from that $200 figure that it was playing around at for a while. And that's good for the Ethereum supporters there. Bitcoin Cash is fairly steady, down 2.37% in the last 24 hours, but 11 billion market cap and 677 per coin. It's doing quite well. It certainly hasn't lost a war. They've both gained, if anything, which I don't fully understand, which is why I'm a little bit cautious with both of them at the moment. Ripple continues to do very, very well. It's 25 cents a coin, 25.5 cents a coin. So that's good consolidation again, just under the 10 billion market cap for Ripple. So that was sitting steady around 6 billion or 7 billion a couple of weeks ago. So that's some good gains. Litecoin, wow, just checking it now. I've got a few Litecoin. I trade them, so I'll have to check my Cryptopia trade books to see if these have hit buy and sell orders with Litecoin moving quite significantly. We've had 12.16% in the last 24 hours, which brings us to $52.29 a coin. Now, if you remember, if you've been following me, I did suggest buys at $45, and then again when it reduced to $40, it was like bargain hunting time. So I was stacking in then, getting ready for this next move up the chain. Now, I said I would keep calling it too cheap until it surpassed $50. So now you make your own decisions on the sells. If you see it at the right price or too overbought now, that's when you start selling off for some of the profit that we got because we bought in on those dips at 45 and 40. So I've got you there. It's up to you now. Me personally, I like Litecoin, so I'm holding it. I'm using it to trade in and out of, like it. One that I wanted to have a look at, I didn't really have time to research this one overnight, so hey Brian, how you going? I think that's two Brians in the convo. Brian, meet Brian. So we've just been going through the top of the market, just the prices there, Brian number 2. So nothing you've really missed in terms of conversation, just a bit of an update at the moment. I haven't had a chance to look at EOS yet. We were having a talk about that yesterday. So I haven't had a chance to research it properly. I understand it's the same guy who did Steam, and he's famous for something else. I can't remember, but he started some other big company, or he's heavily involved in it. So I've got to research a bit more on that one. And I will do that in the next couple of days. It's hard to keep on top of everything. Factum's had some pretty good gains. It's like the most boring coin in the world, honestly. It's about creating business transparency, but it's awesome. It's good tech. More transparency creates more business confidence, which creates more business. So for me, Snappy says, hey, keep it up, mate. Oh, Brian. Yeah, I should have realised. Sorry, man. I'm used to seeing you as Snappy on the other chats. How are you, Brian? The Aussie bloodline brother from the US. Also a fellow massive supporter of PIVX. Sorry, mate. You look schmicko in that vest, brother. It's not exactly the same outfit as Fish here, but yeah, that's it. Hey, Owen, how you going? Hey, bud, I'm new to cryptos, don't know much about it, but loving Steemit. Yeah, man. In the UK, well, welcome to the chat. So Steemit's one I love. I just actually simulcast right now on Steemit, so I've this access may not be supported. I'm going to dismiss that because I'm not really sure what it is. Yeah, I started on Steemit. That's my that was my first venture into social media, like my first serious venture. I was made to go on Facebook in a previous arrangement with my bodyboarding, but yeah, I enjoyed Steem. It was a really positive community based on free thought and a free discussion of ideas, and essentially being paid for curating good content through your upvotes and your re-steams, and it uses different terminology to Facebook, but it's essentially the same thing with way better content and a far more supportive community. So for me, I found a reason to be on social media for the first time because it was a supportive community. I was trying to try my hand at being a writer, which I still love writing, but in this day and age, it doesn't get a lot of attention. So, but yeah, I love Steemit. I don't do a whole lot of writing over there anymore because most of the writing I'm doing is for promotional raps and things like that for the work I'm now doing. But Steemit for me is good long-term stuff. If you just think logically about a platform like Steemit, okay? If it takes off, I can't promise it will, but I think it's an awesome idea. But if it takes off, is it really like a company worth $300 million? everyone knows what Facebook's worth. Reddit's 6 billion. We're a long way from those sorts of figures. So yeah, for a long-term investment, I think it's solid. It's continuously being developed. It's still in beta testing, but it's a pretty good platform. I like it. Without being an expert in social media, admittedly. So yeah, good one there on Steam. I'll just check the price actually while we're talking about it. Steam, where are you going to? Oh, there we go. So it's at 123 per coin. A market cap of just under the 300 million mark. See, for me, that's too cheap. It's a revolutionary social media platform. It's a game changer for mine. Disruptive technology. And that's just my opinion, but it certainly could be a big player in the social media space in the future. So, yeah, I like it. Lisk has had some good gains. That's another one that I've been ranting on about at $2.60 because I'm looking for something to replace Ethereum. The reason being is that there's a great incentive to get people to show their creativity. Yeah, I agree, Owen. I really agree, mate. It embraces creativity. It's supportive. It's not like Facebook where you put yourself out there and 20 people want to tell you how wrong you are. You know, you're always going to have the naysayers, but you really need it rammed down your throat. Yeah, sorry, I've got really actually messaging me on Messenger, so I forgot to turn my phone on to flight mode, so I am sorry about that if I do the odd swipe on the screen. But yeah, I really like Steam. I'm going to jump off it now. Jump over there and check it out. Steemit.com is the website. It takes a while to sign up because it is they actually personally check the applications rather than having a computer doing it. So it's a little bit more, I actually think it's more advanced in that aspect, like going back to realising that robots can't check everything with computers and you need a human touch to verify it. I think that's clever. So yeah, I like Steemit. I'm going to jump off it now. Lisk I like as an Ethereum killer potentially. Reason being is Neo's definitely got that potential, but I had trouble deciphering the information. And as a lot of you know, I played it very, very well until the point I only had 0.2 of it left when it pumped to $40 a share. Oops. So yeah, look, I'm looking for something to potentially be up there in that war. I think Lisk has got real potential as a DApp or DApp, however it's pronounced, platform. Yeah, I mean, I've been buying it up whenever it hits sort of $2 or $2.50, which it does get as low as. And at the moment, it's sitting at $3.13. So that's really good gains in a short time. I think it was only 48 hours ago I got it at $2.63. So $2.63 to $3.13 in 48 hours. I'll take that. That's brilliant. Let's go down the list a bit. As I said, Factom I like. I think it'll encourage business transparency, but it's boring. So it's going to take a while for people to find it, but it's a good sleeper, long-term one. It's had some growth recently, came back from like $17 up to 22, 23, pushing 25. I still think that's too cheap for this technology. PIVX is sitting at $2.08. I've been suggesting for a long time, anytime that goes below $2, especially heavily below, start buying because it's going back. We're going back above 2. And in the last 48 hours, I've seen it as high as $2.40. So for me, PIVX is both good trading at the moment and also good long-term investing because I do believe we'll go. I wouldn't be wasting my time over there if I didn't think we were going to 10x. I can't guarantee that. Obviously, we can fall off the map tomorrow. That's the reality of the market, and that's the reality of business. So I can't guarantee anything, but that's where I think we're going. 2 to 3 years. I mean, I like to see us one day challenging Bitcoin. Maybe I'm too dreamy, but we're working on some pretty cool stuff, and it is a really well-developed cryptocurrency to take into account some of the flaws which Bitcoin does have. So yeah, I like PIVX, obviously. What I'd like to do now is have a quick look at Picoin. It's an obscure one, but these are the ones where you find them early, you can make a lot of money. So let's have a look at it. Now, before I should start showing you the maths that supports Picoin, it does, as an investment, I'd like you to consider that the reality is that we're making assumptions that the price is going to stay stable. And I'd also like you to consider that I actually do have some issues with this coin. So I'm going to show you some maths quickly if I can get this board set up. Let's go this way. Pulled out my old Custom X Dave Hubbard for this one. Sick board. It's like 8 years old, but anyway, I'll get on to board chat later. I'll go down to the store and visit Noah and we'll talk boards. But for now, cryptocurrency. So let's do some maths on Picoin. Call it the Picoin formula. Picoin. I can hear myself in the background there because I'm still playing live. That's weird. Alright, so the Picoin formula is a pretty simple one. I'm not going overly complicated with this because I actually don't love Picoin at the moment. I like things about it, but I don't love it. So a lot of these figures that I'm going to quote here are based on anecdotal evidence from one of our followers called Slice Keeper, and he provided some evidence on the masternode that he's running for Picoin, which you need 25,000 coins for. So one masternode equals 25k of Pi. So one masternode, 25k of Pi. It was actually said by Slice Keeper, I think the name is, yeah, that he was receiving I'll just check the figures on this, sorry. He was receiving 35 coins, I beg your pardon, every 3 days on a 25,000 coin investment. So what that actually equates to is, yeah, cool, Owen, off to bed, take it easy, man. I understand that, you've got to get your sleep. I didn't, and I copped the flu because I was silly and worked too much. But in any case, we've got about a 0.14% per 3 day growth rate, or interest rate if you like. Now you can't actually compound that because as I understand it, you can't just stake with Picoin, so not without a full masternode. So you would actually have to accumulate 25,000 more coins to actually start basically reinvesting your dividends, if you like. So it's a little bit of a drawn out process when you think about it, because what we're earning is 35. So I'll put residual here. Residual equals 35 coins every 3 days. Let's make the maths a little. Let's just like round it off. So that's like 12 coins a day. There you go. So 12 coins a day, or 12 day. So we've got 12 coins per day that we're earning as residual, and we need to get to 25,000 to run our second node and essentially start reinvesting our dividends so that they're working for us as well. So how long is it going to take us? Again, this is simple stuff. This is just to get you thinking about how to create these well, this is not theoretical. This is the formula, provided that the information that we've been given by Slice Keeper remains accurate for the course of how long it takes, which we'll do now. So at 12 coins a day, it becomes pretty easy. So all we do is take 25,000. We divide that by the 12 per day to get the number of days that it's going to take us. So I'll just do a quick calculator here. Equals 25,000 divided by 12. And that's going to take us 2,083 days to get the second node. So we're looking at roughly 6 years. 6 years to double your money is not bad investing, that's for sure. Like if you put 10 grand in a bank and compound it at the best interest rate they're going to offer you, I'm just saying 10,000 is a round figure. Let's take $500 because that's what it's costing you for a masternode at the moment. So let's say you take $500 and you put it in the bank for the next 6 years and you run it at 3% compounding interest, like per annum. You go out to lunch. Once you take out the bank fees and that, you're going out to lunch with the money you've made, if that, over 6 years. So doubling your money over 6 years is good. Matter of fact, like if you look at property markets or anything like that, if you double your money in 6 years, it's ridiculously good, and you're retaining the assets so you can keep running it. Now this is assuming no movement in price. So if the price stays exactly the same, we're doubling our money in 6 years. That's a good investment. That's my personal opinion. I mean, you make your own decisions, but if you're in to make 10x overnight, okay, this might not be the coin for you. But if you're in for a good, solid, long-term returns, the maths proves that it works. Now, the problem I have with Picoin, if I can just move on to that very quickly, is the lack of any action on the website. There's these development targets that have been set, but they haven't been hit. And that doesn't concern me initially because things happen, but where's the restructured plan? Where's the announcement of new activity? Where's the Slack group connections? I've just drawn all over myself. Didn't realise the pen lid was off. Clever. Yeah, where's all this? How are you keeping your investors informed about the fact that the developers are still there and working on the project? Because to me, there's no sign of it, and that scares me as an investor. Because coins do go to sleep, and literally the developers sit back and go, well, you know what? We've developed the code and the tech as far as we want to. Did I miss? Yeah, I just did the Picoin analysis, so it'll be up on YouTube after this finishes. But just a quick rundown, Joe. It's mate, it's 2,083 days to get your second masternode running, which is essentially doubling your investment, assuming you bought one masternode to start with. So it works out at about 6 years. 6 years to double your investment, which is good investing. That's good long-term investing. Doubling your money in 6 years is good. It's definitely beating inflation. It's beating bank interest. Provided it's a solid investment, that's fine. But this is hardly what I'd call blue chip Picoin at the moment. So yeah, it's risky for those sort of returns, and that's why I don't particularly like it at the moment. And the lack of transparency with what's going on behind the scenes. I got no idea where they're at with these development targets. I've seen that there's a wallet available, but if you go to their website and have a look at it, there's no Slack groups, there's no community support behind it. Like there's definitely a building community support because I'm hearing the chatter, but where's our home? Where's the home of Picoin? I can't find it. I want to speak to developers. That's what I do as an investor. I research. And if I can't do that, no, I'm not going to throw a whole lot. Do you know what should buy? Trevon James. No, I'm not aware of that at all. If you'd like to elaborate, it sounds interesting. The idea is good, sending by social media. Thing is the name, in my opinion. Yeah, what, you don't like the name Picoin? I just don't like. I don't particularly hate or like the name. I don't see any work being done on the coin. I want visible signs of work being done on the coin. That's what I want to invest in. Looks like a joke. Okay, well, thank you for your opinion, Joe. It's good to see you back, by the way. Thank you for coming in again. Yeah, I don't like to put it so aggressively. I'm interested because of these numbers, but what I'm not interested in, supply's low, exactly. So you've got this low supply and this big overall market, like this eventual supply, and I can't find any figures on what the standardised inflation rate is. So how do I do better maths than this sort of, honestly, garbage? I can't. So I need proper inflation figures. I need proper development targets and plans. I need a roadmap. I need a white paper. Couldn't find one. That scares me as an investor. Yeah, as a fun social experiment, we could throw... Look, I don't really want to throw $500 into another social experiment. I did that with Chaincoin and it burnt me big time. So, yeah, no, I'm trying to invest on good coins. James is a YouTuber. He's doing a hodl like Chaincoin, but is going to be clear, showing the wallet. Well, I commend this person then, because I like that. The transparency, getting a movement together based on let's hodl, let's do it together and let's progress together. I love it. Got no problem with that idea. What I do have a problem with is if that idea has been based without research like the last idea. I'm sorry. We've got to learn from that mistake we all made. And we've got to say, right, it's not a bad idea. Hodl tech, as you like to call it, or whatever, it does actually work. He already invested about 2.5 BTC. Yeah, okay, cool. I mean, that's peanuts to big investors. You are aware of that. And I'm not saying I am one, but I've dealt with plenty of them in my life. 2.5 BTC is a joke to a lot of these guys. So, yeah, I don't get sort of astounded by those figures easily. But anyway, moving forward, I just find it a bit immoral. Like I feel confident in promoting PIVX because I know the development team personally. Yeah, I think Chaincoin failed because of the transparency. The Hive Coins guy didn't show his wallet. Man, I agree, Xiao. There was just I don't want to like linger too much on Chaincoin, to be honest, because I've actually met one of the developers now, and I feel sorry for what happened to him, because that whole Hong Coins thing, developers had nothing to do with it. They weren't authorizing it. Max took it upon himself to just go out there and say, I'll take over Chaincoin now. Developers went, no, hang on a second, what's going on here? They're too busy bloody working on the coin to even really care about it, and that Max is saying he's in contact with them and all this sort of stuff. Apparently a lot of that's garbage. And that's why I've lost trust in that. I do still watch an episode or two, to be honest, to High on Coins, but I find it more entertaining than factual. And he made a bullshit that he could be hacked. That is ridiculous, laugh out loud. I understand OPSEC, by the way. I understand OPSEC. Okay, well, I don't understand the term OPSEC, but I do understand what you're saying in terms of that first part of that message. I do enjoy your messages, yeah. Keep them coming. They're informative. So, yeah, I mean, look, the idea works. The economics, the maths behind it works. If you pick a coin, if society in general, if we all just said, okay, Bitcoin wins, Litecoin wins, PIVX wins, Dash wins, we're just all going to choose to dump all our fiat in there, of course it's going to go through the roof. It's security and I work and study. Oh, cool. IT security. Awesome, Joe. Awesome. Man, anytime we got some questions about that, you can be our go-to. You can set it straight for us. That's cool, because I wouldn't have a clue what I'm talking about with that stuff. So that's awesome. So I think what Xiao's getting at there is there's certainly evidence, and I don't like to make accusations, but there's certainly evidence. It's impossible. Yeah, I think this is what you're getting at, Xiao. So what Xiao's getting at is there's evidence to suggest what was being reported was not necessarily 100% true. I think coins were sold. It's open. I mean, that was said. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about that. I honestly think it's bad for Chaincoin, and I like the developers. Actually, Harris Bramich. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Harris. I believe he's German. Don't quote me on that. Harris is a really nice guy. He doesn't have a whole lot of time, but he drops in and says hello every now and again. And I've been chatting to him a little bit. He's fairly new on the development team at Chaincoin, but it's hard to have a real YouTuber that is not here to scam. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I don't know the YouTube game. I'm just on here, so this is new to me. I got caught up in a whirlwind in my first week. Anyway, yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe there's lots of scammers. Anything I claim is publicly researchable. I got called out as a scammer. The thing is, the crypto world is full of scammers at the moment. It's hard. Man, for sure, Zhao, I agree. Full of scams. People talk about the dot-com bubble, if you guys remember back in the early 2000s or late 90s, I can't remember. And it is a reason to be fearful. I don't like to use the word fearful, so let's say cautious. It is a reason to be cautious going into the internet version 2 in blockchain technology, certainly. But if you also remember, that era of technological development gave us some of our biggest and most successful companies that still exist today. Google, Apple, Microsoft. Dot-com bubble. Not if you invest in the right things. Same with blockchain. There will be blockchain billionaires. Same as there was dot-com millionaires. And there will be a lot of bad stories where people have invested too much, lost their houses. Yeah, so it's going to be... Still, yeah, it's a new era. Yeah, exactly, Joe. Change the world, man. That's what it's about. Honestly, Joe, I know it seems deep, but that's what I'm over at PIVX for. Because that's our mantra. Crypto can do it. We can at least be part of it. We're not trying to dominate the market and take over. Of course, we'd like to have more people won onto our way of thinking. But we're certainly not going to force the issue. We're just going to offer it to people as an alternative and hope they see the sense in it, both in the technology and in our plan for equality. wider spread equality across the world. That's essentially, if you wanted to boil down PIVX mantra into one thing, I think that's what most of the people there are pretty focused on. So, yeah, good company. What else were we looking at? Let's have a rehash. Does anyone want to talk about any coins in particular? I'm still pretty keen on Vertcoin, by the way. Last time I checked, let's just check Vertcoin. Like I was talking about it, I'm not going to buy any. We are lucky the way we are in the early days of it. What about Lisk? Man, great capacity. Welcome. Yeah, so we just brushed over Lisk before, so we'll get back into it. I actually said I'm looking for an Ethereum killer because they rolled back their code. And I didn't even understand this, but I've spoken to developers now, and this is Harris Brammick left Ethereum for Chaincoin for this reason, that they rolled back the code and just essentially pretended a problem didn't exist. Now, as much as I like Vitalik, I understand how big a deal that is, and it's just been overlooked. So I am actually looking for something to take over from Ethereum. Now, Neo's your obvious choice. A lot of money coming out of China, a lot of development work coming out of China, a lot of good things being done with Neo, not going to lie. Just finding it a little hard to bring the information together, given it comes out in Cantonese or Mandarin, I'm not sure. One of the prominent Chinese languages. So for me, I was looking, what else can work as a DApp platform? And Lisk is a really good value proposition. I have actually been suggesting that at $2, it was ridiculously cheap. At $2.60, yeah, I'll take it again. That's what I did. I shouldn't show you the buy orders and all that. I don't understand internet security enough. Maybe I'm exposing myself. I'll find out more about that, but Lisk was good buying 2 days ago. Smashed into it at about $2.60, $2.63. When I say smashed into it, by the way, I picked up $100 worth. I'm not banking 20 grand at a time in a bloody economy this volatile. You don't need to. You can play with small amounts and make a lot very quickly. Voxels was a great example of that for me. I know nothing about virtual reality, but I figured everyone else in the world would like a virtual reality cryptocurrency, so I went for it. Tech like Neo that is getting sold every day, but it's still a concept. Nothing real showing. Yeah, Xiao, I tend to agree. I actually did some modelling on it myself with Neo. Just let's talk about the DApp coins for a moment, since we're on that subject. A lot of speculation, a lot of hype. I agree. I called sells on it at $10 before it crashed down to lows. I called buys back on it at $6 because my modelling said it was going to take a hell of a retracement. It was overhyped. And I think we're at that stage again, if I'm being honest. I don't dislike Neo. I think it's got plenty of potential. Huge potential. But I won't start buying again until $25. That's my mark. Take what you will out of that. It might never get there, but I did some modelling the same way I got to that $6 mark last time, which worked. And I've gone back to $25 before I start buying again. If it never hits there, I probably won't. Yeah, not never buying Neo again. I always look for good opportunities once we've established a price range, but I think it's too far into this new territory for Neo to not call it hyped. I bought at $7, sold at $25. Everyone said it was impossible to go more up. It will get correction. Lost a couple of thousand. One advice I give to investors is don't sell if you're at a loss. You shouldn't have put the money in if you need it for somewhere else anyway. So don't sell, just hold it. Ride it into the ground if you have to. Hold onto your lottery ticket. Everyone talking the Chinese Ethereum. Yeah, and that's I was hearing that chatter 4 months ago, bro. Like literally when I first started looking at altcoins. I sold some, hodled some. Yeah, I did the same, but I sold out super aggressively. So I started actually buying at $1.30 for Neo, if I'm correct. It was just under $2. It was $2 or $1.30. It was a lot less than it is now. I sold out all the way up to 10, and then I dumped pretty much everything at 10. And that was just before that big market correction. Yeah, man, I got in early. I dumped pretty much all of it, though, at $10. I made good profit, obviously, buying up at $1.30 and below $2 anyway, or around $2 steady, and making it all the way up to 10. I'd made good money. Thing is, every Chinese coin gets pumped. I think every coin gets pumped, full stop. Show me a coin that hasn't. There's my challenge to you, because the reality is we're dealing with really small market caps in a global economy. Binance. I'll have to get back to Binance. I'm not really familiar with it. I'm sorry, Zhao. Just sticking to Lisk, Ethereum, dApp coins, Neo at the moment. Yeah, I do think Neo might be a little bit overhyped for where it's at its stage of development. To the response of coins getting pumped, all coins are getting pumped. The market, it's tempting for people who've got even, honestly, $1 million is nothing these days in the global scale. There's a lot of millionaires. You can manipulate a lot of these markets with $1 million. It's a good idea. It's exchange is an exchange with 1 month. I'd like to have a look at more of that Binance before I comment on it. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. I just don't know enough about it to keep the conversation going on that one. Actually, exchanges, you pay fees, mainly 0.25%. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Bittrex charges 0.25%, I think. So Binance for transactions. Yeah, it sounds cool. I'll definitely look into it. I just probably am not qualified to speak about it in today's episode of Crypto Discussion. So 50% less. Well, man, I'm always interested in those savings on the commissions. That's why I got into crypto in the first place. I was day trading commodities, stocks, fiats, whatever I could get a read on. But it's garbage, that stuff. Too high commissions. I just don't like it. Why would I continue to trade in an ever decreasing market when I can move to one that's ever increasing? With 1 month living there, 5 exchange. Oh wow, seriously? Number 5 exchange with only a few coins. That's impressive volumes. Okay, I'm super interested now. I'm not going to research it live, so let me look into that one. Look, I'm going to make a note. Super fella, nice to meet you live, bro. Yeah, you too, Cranky Pete. What's up? Good to see you. Thanks for joining the convo. Yeah, so I'm going to look at Binance. I think that's what it was called. So I'm going to look into that. We'll maybe have a chat about that tomorrow. Looks really, really interesting. I had another look at one in terms of trading platforms. Have you guys heard of Zcoin? If a third coin is created, what does that mean for those who have been holding for a few years? A third coin, like a third Bitcoin, do you mean? After the certain fork? I'm getting a few questions running now. Number 5, but it's 1 month. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested. Zcoins is another trading platform. A Bitcoin. Cool, guys. We'll get to that in a second, man. I'll just keep on the trading platforms. I'm trying to keep a train of thought going here. So the trading platform, Zcoin's another one with really interesting potential for me. And that's because I have come from the world of fiats and commodities and that sort of thing. One of the popular... Zcoin has been modelled on one of the most popular trading platforms in Japan for I guess, real-world currencies and stocks. And it's sort of the preferred trading platform of the fabled Mrs. Watanabe trading group, the housewives of Japan who, there's a myth that they control a shitload of the market. Japanese housewives, investors. It's certainly possible. So, if that's their preferred trading platform in the real world, when they do come to the crypto space, I think they'll enjoy Zcoin. And when that was around $6, I said, jump in. Whew, too cheap. It was easy during that massive market correction to pretty much pick any coin and be right, because the market was clearly reacting to uncertainty over the fork of Bitcoin during the July correction. It was so obvious. So as long as you were confident that the whole economy wouldn't be affected, even if the Bitcoin SegWit overlay and fork went badly, you could stack into pretty much any coin. They all took massive retracements on the back of fear around SegWit, which was never going to affect PIVX. So why did we take a massive retracement? No sense. So I stacked in at $1.50. That's what we retraced to during that overall market correction. So really see things like that as an opportunity, because when you do, you're cashing big. Don't FOMO it as soon as you see it going down, jump straight in. But at the same time, don't be afraid to buy on a dip. That's where you make your money. So yeah, going back to the, I guess quickly wrapping up on the Neo versus List versus Ethereum. Ethereum's had a rollback of their technology. That to me is a confidence killer. I do like it actually still because Vitalik's awesome. But I'm laying off on it a little bit. Neo's done its dash for now. It's overbought in my opinion. And I'll look to get back in if it drops as low as 25 or less. I won't necessarily commit to that. That's where I'm feeling at the moment. Lisk is for me the big opportunity in the DApp space at the moment. To me, it's undervalued for the value proposition it presents. The information coming out on it is easier. Too many coins, too less time, too less money. Tell me about it, Zhao. Man, my portfolio, I just, like another one that I'm super interested in, QTUM. QTUM. If you like the Asian coins that get pumped, and you want to make some money, QTUM has got that possibility. The guy who is like the CEO, if you like, we don't really use those terms in decentralized. There's two different coins. I got this confused at the start, Quantum and QTUM. So QTUM's up quite high in the market cap already. I think it's around top 15. Let me just have a quick look. It's sitting 14th at $11 a coin, but it's another Chinese-based venture, and I spoke to a guy from South Korea. His name's Seong Ming. Yeah, and he's super knowledgeable, and he just said that it's going to battle Neo for sure. He reckons it'll. That's his opinion. I'm just sharing it with you. I'm not saying that with super confidence myself. But there's an article he sent me, and the guy's kind of the CEO, adopted CEO. You don't really use that term in governance by consensus, but I guess the public face or the major shareholder, whatever you want to call him. I can't remember his name, but he's like, top 30, under 30 to watch in China or Korea. I can't remember, but he's a smart guy. I had some TA analysts was supposed to pump instead of... I'm just going to go back to this and see if I can find that comment. I'm trying to be tricky now. I can check it out. I had some TA analysts. So I had some technical analysis, I think, and was supposed to got pumped, instead got dumped. Yeah, well, that happens. I mean, markets are not... You can't read them perfectly. You get your TA, you get your technical analysis wrong sometimes. I'm famous for it. I eyeball stuff because I'm a long-term investor. So really, whether I'm getting it $6.60 or $6.80, I don't care. If I think it's going to $60, I don't care. Not so much. The thing is, in the crypto market, when one or two coins gets attention, the money flows to that market, and the others get a bit abandoned. Exactly. It's about the ebbs and flows of the market. The money flows through the economy into different spaces in different ways. And it's trying to keep on top of that with the news coming out, keeping on top of the chatter, doing your research. This is really off-putting watching myself live. How do I stop that? Ugly mug on me. Alright, yeah, so... I agree. There's a certain flow pattern within the economy. It tends to flow through your blue chips first, if you like, your Bitcoins, your Litecoins, your Ethereums, and then will flow through to the rest of the market and into ICOs often as well. So you've got to remember those flows, not necessarily taking money out of the market, but moving it. I have so many ideas to build, but I'm out of resources. Man, Zhao, you tell me about it. We're gonna do a mining rig for Vertcoin because I think that's going to be relatively cheap. Oh yeah, I was going to check the price on that because we talked about Vertcoin yesterday or the day before, and we've been talking about it for a little while, and we missed a little bit of an opportunity because last time I checked. Just going to do a quick refresh. We've been talking for 40 minutes, so we'll see if there's been any play in the market. I'm interested in the chronologic ICO and the concept of proof of time. Proof of time, Cranky Pete. Never heard of it. Super interested. Jiao, let's look at this. We'll make a note. I'll go back and watch my video to find out what coin that was, but that's interesting. Because if they're proposing time as a currency, too less time. I know, Jiao. We'll all take shifts, You do some research. You always got good info. I'll go and research this other coin and we'll get together. But that sounds interesting because time to me, I know this is like far out thinking in that, but it's the only real currency we have. I always say with time, be careful who you spend it with and how you spend it because that's the only thing you can't earn back. So time to me is far, far, far more important than money. So if there's a coin sort of trying to adopt that concept, that's interesting. Yeah, too many choices. Tell me about it. Great. What do we got? 7,000, 10,000? I don't know. I lose count. How can you keep on top of that many coins? You can't. And that's why this works. We have a discussion. Which one's going to blow? We never know. But if we keep on top of it, we all have a discussion. We come together. We're never going to agree all the time. There's already 5, 6 of us giving active. That is the pitch. Yeah, this is a bit of a pitch. You guys do some work. I'll do some work. We all chip in. We choose our own coins, but we collaborate on the research side of things, and that way we just stay ahead of the game. So yeah, I like QTUM based off that tip I got from Seong Min. I'm sick of working the crypto life. I love it, but it's tiring. So if you can get like little teams together, like me and Really work together a lot. So he does technical research, so I don't have to bother with it, and I just trust him on that, and I do a bit more financial research, and he just trusts me with that, and it works well for us. We've made some good investments. So yeah, we're working together. It works well. Anyone who wants to join in and just, you're doing it now by just bringing up coins and adding to the conversation. Gives me something to research. I'll try and get onto them as soon as I can, and we'll just keep talking. About that, there is a coin, GeoCoin. There's proof of location or something like that using GPS. Yeah, cool. GeoCoin. Sounds cool. It's an interesting concept. I'd like to hear the plan for the real world overlay and what problem it solves. You know, how is it disruptive technology? I get, you know, it's a cool principle, but how are we planning to overlay that into a commercial application? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? Yeah, so interesting. There's plenty of good coins for us to look at. I really do appreciate all this input. So wrapping it up, Lisk has gone to $3.30 now. So some pretty big moves just in the last little bit. I think 2018 will be the real year for crypto. Zhao, I think you're calling it like still early, bro. Like, yeah, it's going to be a super good year. Will boom and others will die. That's how markets work, Zhao. This is how it works, man. We put our money behind the projects we believe in, and if we're right, we're rewarded handsomely for that. If we're wrong, we say, hey, I gave it a shot. I believed in it. I researched it. Not, I just bought because everyone else did. That's how you lose. So, yeah, we'll never agree on everything. Like, Picoin was brought to my attention. Me, I'm not buying at the moment. Sorry. I like some of the things about it, but very good thing is to invest in people and the idea. Zhao, that's my mantra, bro. That's my mantra. I did some work with Encryption. You should check it out. David Copesell, amazing small team. Marketing could be stronger, but they're working on some cool technology. And David Copesell he's a real visionary, in my opinion, in terms of taking that blockchain application and overlaying it to solve real world problems in the medical industry. Don't get me started on the medical industry in Australia. And I have a lot of exposure to it. If any of you know my business background, I sat in boards in big hospitals in Australia. So not on their actual boards, but as a representative of my company. So I have had a lot of exposure. Sorry, didn't understand. Can you type or something? My accent, bro. Sorry, Zhao. Yeah, so Encryption, man. I'll put it down for you. Let me just put it and see if I can add it into the comments here. I'll just type it in. Encryption. I'll even try and put the. Oh no, that's a bit advanced for me. But the name of it's just gone into chat for you. That's the name of the company, and I have worked with David Copesell personally. I did some publicity work for him, and it's worth a look. We're not even on market yet, man. Our coin's called DNA over there, but we're not even on market yet. I don't even know when we're hitting exchanges. That didn't bother me. This wasn't a quick. I do have some investments that I look to make quick money and get out. This was not one of them. This is, I believe in what you're doing. I think a good area to blockchain is the gambling. I'm conflicted, man. I'm an ex-gambler. I had a gambling issue until I found poker and I cleaned up. Yeah, Encryption. Hey, really? You? How you going, bro? Haven't even spoke to you today. Good to see you in the chat, man. Yeah, I love encryption. Long term, we're not even on exchanges. I don't even think you can buy it yet. And I've got some DNA, which is our coin, which is a cool name. But I'm not selling it. No way. The idea of gambling is decentralized systems that no excuses for losing. Yeah, Xiao, I understand that, man, but also I'm an ex-professional poker player and an ex-degenerate gambler. I was a bad gambler on horses and things like that, man. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars gambling on horses and pokies, fruit machines, anything. So, yeah, I have trouble supporting anything with gambling because it almost destroyed my life. And then I found poker, and I found a game of gambling that I could beat by studying, by learning, by reading body language, by learning about facial tics and facial expressions, by learning about strategy. I've got books stacked up this high at home for poker. So if you want to be good at something, it's not really a secret. It's time and effort. Yeah, so I did pretty well with poker. You're welcome to... I mean, all that's publicly available. My internet handle was Fishy's Ace. I played on a few different sites, so you're welcome to look up those stats. But that saved me because it made back some of the money I'd lost gambling. And it saved me for a while until I realised that I was actually having a pretty bad effect on people who couldn't play well and were essentially doing with poker what I was doing with horses and the casino and the TAB previously, which was losing all my money and putting myself in a really bad situation. Poker has some fundamental... I don't consider it gambling. Xiao, it's not. If you take the time to learn it, I've proven that you can be a consistent winner, but look at the statistics, my friend. 95% of players lose. They prop up the other 5% of us. So while it might seem a game that you can win at, unfortunately there is a social impact of winning at that game. So I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like taking money off other people. I sat there in Sri Lanka when I was living over there and pretty much just robbed people of money at the poker table. It was that easy for me. And what effect am I having in a third world country? Taking pot after pot. That's not good. So I've changed my ways. I don't gamble anymore. I invest. Don't get me wrong, I learned a lot of lessons. I can do maths like that in my head, probably mainly because of my time spent gambling. I know if I put $7 on something at paying $6.80, it's going to pay $47.60 in return. Am I right? Sorry, 49. What did I say? 7 times 680, so 42 plus 560. Yeah, 47.60. So I'm pretty good with maths in my head. I'm good at calculating stats quickly, which you need to do for poker. So I definitely gained some skill out of it, but it almost ruined me. It almost destroyed my life. It caused pain in relationships. It caused me to be focused on picking horses instead of how I could actually be achieving something decent in society. So look, I've gone on a really big philosophical ramble there, but I don't really enjoy discussing gambling coins. And I'm sorry about that. Yeah, poker's all about mental control. It's about patience. It's about shark mode, not fish mode. Yeah, it's about patience in this day and age. Look, Doyle Brunson wrote the Bible of poker, Power Play Poker, or whatever it was. I can't remember. I've written it. It's like that thick. And it's brilliant for the day. Now everyone's read that book and everyone's out there playing power poker, betting each other off as bigger pots as they can. So I sit there and wait for that when I've got the perfect cards and I let them bet me off and they pay me out massive. And that's my strategy, patience. But I don't like doing it because I'm taking money off people. I'm fooling them. I'm trying to make them give me their money. So no, it's like I used to justify it and say, oh, they're paying for their entertainment and, you know, they should be able to budget for it. But it's not reality. People don't budget for it properly. They spend more they can afford, and I'm contributing to a downfall in society, and that's not what I'm about. So I've given up playing poker, despite having a real talent for it. Yeah, don't like playing. Haven't played a hand in a long time. So, yeah, as I said, I played under Fishy's Ace. You can go and look up my stats. I had some impressive runs. I won $12,000 within $12,000 within 7 days without putting more than $50 on the line. 2 back-to-back tournaments, weekly tournaments, $50 buy-in, $25,000 guaranteed. So 500 people minimum, and back-to-back I came first and second. and steal money back from people. And yeah, exactly, Xiao. It's not hard to figure out how to scam people. Bloke's a guy, male. Great capacity. That's what a bloke is. That's what we call a male in Australia. Blokes and Sheilas, males and females. So yeah, yeah, exactly. I was just getting back to Xiao, man. We can do that, right? There's plenty of dishonest ways to make money, easy ways to make money. But if the net effect is negative on society, whether you believe in karma or not, believe in the maths. If the net effect is negative on society, that eventually comes back to bite you in the ass. So no, I don't get on board with projects like that anymore. Playing poker and such. I thought Aussie girls were called birds. Yeah, birds is another one. Good point. Aussie try. Okay, we're going on to Aussie talk now. Fair enough. So yeah, birds. Look, I don't want to be misogynist here. These are, in my opinion, these are endearing terms for our female Aussies. They're not meant to cause separation or discomfort for anyone hearing them. So I will go through them, and I apologise if I offend anyone. We got birds, chicks, Sheilas, hotties. I don't know. Really jump in, man. You're Aussie. I saw you in the chat. I don't understand people can destroy people's life. Man, no, you can't, yeah. You can't sleep. I couldn't even sleep playing poker, so... Yeah. So any other Aussie names? Chicks, oh, yeah, if you want to go... We got blokes. I don't know, fellas. Mates. Mates is guys and girls. It's kind of a generic term. It's mainly more used towards men, but it's certainly acceptable towards women. Although my niece hates it when I call her mate. So I don't call her mate. Yeah, so a bit of Aussie lingo there for you so you can all understand the crypto discussion. Yeah, so look, I'm probably going to wrap it up. We're getting close. Yoka, it's Oka. I think you're talking about Oka Aussie, which is what I am. I'm a Queenslander, so we've got a funny accent. So the New World Order, they must toss and turn. I'm losing track of it. I can look at it on here. I figured that out. So the New World Order, they must toss and turn bollocks. Yeah, bollocks. The funny story about that, actually, I worked in a hotel in Manchester when I was 18. I think I was 18. I was very young. I literally jumped on a plane with a backpack, landed in London, and somehow found myself in Manchester working in a hotel. So I'd gone up to Manchester, and there's another Aussie girl sitting there working in the same thing. I was working the bar. I used to be a bartender, used to do flair bartending, all the throwing and stuff. And she was doing restaurant service, and we were fairly popular, having our Aussie accents in north of England. So the patrons would talk to us quite a lot. And I told some, joke stories about having kangaroos in my backyard and having a pet koala. And yeah, it's a funny story. The poor girl she's super innocent, right? Really innocent girl. And so we're telling all these, I'm joking around, I'm staring up the clients saying, I've got kangaroos in my backyard. I've actually got a pet koala, so total stir up. And she comes over not understanding that the talk she's heard in the kitchen is actually offensive talk in England, because we only hear it, it's not even like words in Australia, we only hear it when we're watching English stuff. So she's heard all this talk in the kitchen, as you hear in a kitchen when you're working in hospitality. And look, I will repeat the words, and I'm sorry to any English viewers if these are offensive to you. So please, language warning on this next segment. But I was telling my story. Yeah, I'm in Australia. Yeah, I'm in Australia. So, so I was telling this story about having kangaroos in my backyard, which is actually not that far from the truth. It's just been more developed around here recently, so we don't get them anymore. But kangaroos in my backyard and a pet koala and all the rest. And she said, don't worry. They were going, oh, really, really? She's like, oh, don't worry about Luke. Most people call me Luke when I'm in business world, but don't worry about Luke. He's it's all bollocks. He's just being a twat. Now this is like a 75-year-old couple sitting there, hearing from this nice little Aussie girl that I'm bollocks and I'm a twat. They're pretty offensive terms in the UK, and she didn't understand that. She was just trying to be understood, I guess, in a culture that we weren't familiar with. So my eyes popped out of my head knowing that they were actual swear words, and What inspired me to make videos and live stream? Xiao, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I got into cryptocurrency and I was researching a lot of it through YouTube because that is some of the best avenues for research. And I found it boring as bat shit. I really did. I found a lot of charts, like with not actually the person even talking on screen. I couldn't even see. And it's just like charts. I'm like, I can look at charts at home, man. Show me something interesting. Let's talk about the philosophy or the economics behind it or something, you know, not just look at a chart and go resistance, support, lines. That bores the shit out of me, that stuff. So yeah, I found Max, actually, from High on Coins. Found his show really interesting and entertaining. Didn't necessarily agree with every single thing or every single strategy, but yeah, so I got it. I really enjoyed the show. I watched it virtually religiously. That's how I got involved with Chaincoin initially. That's how I found my way online, because I thought people have got to have a better alternative. At least people like me. For some people, they love the charts. I know people who love looking at that stuff all day, and more power to them, but it's not for me. So for me, I was looking to give people an alternative. There weren't a whole lot of Aussies talking crypto. I don't, virtually religiously. Yeah, okay, really. You're making up new terms now, mate. That's very creative. But yeah, Reels and I are like two of the earlier players in the Aussie market. Like a lot of my friends are now contacting me, asking me for crypto advice and advice on getting into the space, which is really good, because I'm encouraging people to give up smoking and give up gambling and that sort of thing, and take a look at that budget in moving it into high risk, high reward cryptos. You're still holding your Chaincoin? Yeah, man. Yeah, still got my Chaincoin. Really runs it for me. ReallyRun.bat. Runreally.bat. He's talking here. Yep. There he is. He's running my masternode. We got to trust. I couldn't get it working for myself because I'm a computer idiot. So I sent it over to Really and said, man, let's do this. Get this thing working for me. You get half the residual. I still own the asset. You get half the residual. And he said, done. Let's do it. So I sent him 1,000 coins and he set it up. I still do have about 600 coins sitting on the Cryptopia exchange, and I'm ready to sell them if it hits high. So that's my honest, where I'm sitting at the moment with Chaincoin. If I keep accumulating enough. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, people like the number of stories I can tell you about people coming to me going, oh, I want to get involved. And you go, okay, well, Ethereum's at $200, get in. Bitcoin's at $2,000, $2,500 before the split. Yeah, 1 month ago, still didn't care. No, Xiao, you're gonna get that, bro. Don't bother. You can't force people to be successful. All you can do is offer them an opportunity, man. Don't try and convince people. Don't try and ram it down their throats. It's not worth it. It's not worth your time. I 5x my balance last 3 weeks. He regrets now. Yeah, man, you 5x your balance in 3 weeks. So you'd be trading a little bit heavier than what I like to recommend. But if you're experienced with trading, there's trading to be done. I do a little bit of it, you know, make those extra coins here and there. So, yeah, definitely if you're a trader, it's a great market. If you're an investor, it's a great market. If you're just into tech, it's a great market. If you're into dreaming, it's a great market. If you're into changing the world, it's a great market. The thing I'm mad I don't have money to invest. Xiao, man, do what I'm doing. I invest a little bit of money, but I also offer my time to cryptocurrencies. I'm working for PIVX. I earn money. I earn PIVX. I'm holding it. I don't put any of it into my bank account because I want to keep it. But I earned DNA through working in encryption. I'm looking at doing some work with Event Chain. Ashton Addison from the Crypto Coin Show has started his own crypto, and I believe he solves a real world problem with Event Chain. I think he's brilliant. He's young, and I like where he's going with it. So I'll take a gamble on that one too. I'm pretty green, and that referral crap is bad. I'm pretty green and that referral crap is bad. I don't understand that comment. Sorry, Cranky Pete. If you elaborate, I'm happy to keep going with that discussion. I'm certainly not cutting it off. But in my opinion, I've found working for cryptos to be quite effective. And it doesn't have to be a full-time job. You can just offer to do things here and there. A lot of cryptos actually have bounties set up. So they actually say, we want this done. Sorry, man, I'm green in crypto. Yeah, Cranky Pete, cool, man. We're all learning together. That's the point. I've been in it for 4 months, bro. If I had some real money, I could change so many things. Xiao, patience, brother. I did some maths, okay? Start with $150. Do this for me. Go to an Excel spreadsheet. Start with $150. Crypto world doesn't get mainstream. Yeah, I'm the same, Xiao. I'm stocking up. So, you know, the longer the pump takes, the better for me. I'll have more crypto. Yeah, but go and get an Excel spreadsheet open. Start with $150. Add 1% on your first day. So you made 1% on your first day at cryptos. Now compound that and keep adding 1% per day and tell me what figure you get to after 365 days. If from memory, it's $150 to $5,000 in 1 year. So don't worry about chasing the big ones, man. 1% per day, that's all you need to make really significant gains over a year if you keep compounding it. So, yeah, hang in there. You're here. That's the main thing. You say wish you had real money to invest. I invested my personal money about $700. Don't go any higher if that's all you can afford, yeah. That's a significant investment, bro. I'm with 60,000 RN. RN being, yeah, I'm not sure what RN stands for there. Is that a currency that, I'm fairly familiar with currencies. I don't know RN. In any case, right now, thanks Reels. Yeah, sorry guys, my social media skills are, never got involved. So right now, yeah, cool, 60,000, yeah, cool. I like to recommend to people to make this about 5 to 10% of their overall investment budget. Like I'm actually way heavier in real estate and that sort of stuff, but I do put a bit into cryptos, almost all in the past month. Yeah, my definitions list, get working on it, Reels, for sure. But my point is don't panic because you're only starting with a small amount. I see $100 as plenty to start with. You can trade for $2, $2.50 a trade. It's small trades, small commissions. It's a good place to learn investing because it's exciting. It moves like crazy. Held 121,000 Dogecoin since 2013. Xiao, you champion. The HODL king. That's a 4-year hold. Well done, sir. I found my first investment. I took a pick, $5 of elastic. Oh, I wanted to talk about that with you a bit later, Reels, so I can educate myself a bit more on it, and then we'll bring that into live discussion. That's what I reckon. I saw all those messages you sent me last night too, bro, on the phone. I was just stupidly tired. So, you sold last month, man. You're not hodling. What you just said, oh no, I'm done with Doge after 4 years. What you should have done, Jao, if I can give you some advice on that, bro. I'd actually been doing a little bit of Dogecoin trading on Cryptopia. So you can actually, the Doge founder told the coin was a joke. Man, I heard about that when I first got into the crypto. There was literally 2 guys sitting there going, we'll put a dog on and make it cute and people will buy it. It doesn't matter if it's a joke. If the fundamentals are still there and people have adopted it as a currency, it still can work. Lots of successful projects and ventures have started as a joke or a conversation. Look at a recent, still was number 2 in some week's coin market cap. Yeah, people buy for funny reasons. Look at most of these coins. Go and ask someone who's just bought a coin what it does. I bet you half of them can't even tell you. Doge community much strong. Yeah, such well. That's the thing. Like any coin can essentially become the next Bitcoin or take over from Bitcoin. It's about the public deciding. So, yeah, Dogecoin for me, I would have held on to it because I find you can actually get some success if you go over to Cryptopia. They allow Dogecoin to altcoin trades. So you can trade pretty much any coin, well not pretty much, any coin they've got available on Cryptopia. Instead of BTC, you can use Dogecoin. And if you just do a couple of little calculations there, Bitcoin is the first child, no doubt about it, Xiao. Much respect, mad respect to Satoshi. But it's been improved upon. That's the reality. And mad respect to Satoshi for the rest of time, and I hope Bitcoin keeps going up as the gold, as the store of wealth in our economy, not as a currency. It doesn't have the tech. Tell me I'm wrong. Doge has crazy low fees, easy to transfer, exchange is cheap. Yeah, I don't mind Doge, even if it did start as a joke. I remember when I found Yobit, I got FOMO, a coin named Hawk. I did it early too. I did some just on names when I started, and it works if you get them cheap enough. I bought about $40 worth. Got dumped. Oh, well, $40 is a cheap lesson in this game, Zhao. I've been dumped, man. I got dumped so bad on a couple, so don't worry about it. So who's the dysfunctional middle child? Well, shit, I am in my family. If you want to be honest, I'm the black sheep, I'm the middle child. My brother and sister have both been very successful in their respective industries, and I chose to be a surf bum. The exact day the coin got pumped, yeah. Ciao. Man, it happens to everyone. You've been in this industry longer than I have. You know that. Don't worry about it. In the crypto family, Ether, okay, is the middle child. No, I don't know about that. I'm going to call... So the thing is, I don't like to call Litecoin the middle child because Litecoin... Well, hang on. Let's call Litecoin the middle child. Because Litecoin was the first child to come along and do better than Bitcoin. No offense to my big sis. We're going to call you Bitcoin and I'll be Litecoin. And I don't get the respect I should. Compared to your international modelling career. I'm sorry about that, big sis. But I do have better tech and a better value proposition going forward. No, I'm joking. I don't know. Dysfunctional. Yeah, man, I am. So, love to my big sis, by the way. I'm only joking, sis. I know you don't watch this stuff, so... and I'll give your modelling agency a shout out. Busy Models. My sister's the owner, the founder, the agent for all the younger girls now. She's a couple of years older than me, so she's not exactly in the modelling game herself anymore. But yeah, if you check out Busy Models, she's got some really talented young models under her label at the moment, and does really well at getting them work consistently and really looking after the girls too is her thing, you know. She went through modelling herself, so she told like stories coming home from castings how she'd be standing there in her underwear with guys just saying, oh, thighs are too fat and all this, you know, just picking apart body parts like she's not even standing in the room. I hate the industry, to be honest. But, you know, it's probably a bit of scarring from what my sister went through when she was in it. And she tries to treat her girls a lot better. So, yeah, I can support what she does in terms of in the modelling industry now. Yeah, so Busy Models, get over and check it out if you're into your modelling. Obviously, the whole fashion model thing, it skipped my brother's really trendy. I got invited 2 times to into the model industry, Zhao. So you're an intelligent, good-looking person. Well done to you. I didn't get either of those traits. I deal with it as best as I can. My brother's really trendy and stylish as well. He lives down in Sydney and, you know, he's a very good dresser and all the rest of it. It skipped. I don't know what happened with me. I got no fashion sense. You don't like the industry, yeah. No, I don't like the industry. Yeah, we've actually got really similar views on a lot of things, so it doesn't surprise me that too many fake, too shallow. I agree, bro. I agree. You know, with no disrespect and not wanting to cause a stereotype, some of the models I've spoken to who are very highly regarded are some of the hardest to tolerate people in the world, for me. So, yeah, looks aren't everything for sure. Maybe that's just something ugly people say when you got a model sister and a trendy brother. Maybe that's something I say to make myself feel a bit better. Anyway, I don't think they're that important. Which is why this is probably how I'll dress when I go for my meeting with the general managers of Surfing Australia and Surfing Queensland. They're going to laugh. I'll go in my thongs too. Those thongs, not underwear. That's what we call thongs in Australia. Pluggers, sandals, jandals, whatever you want to call them. When I refer to thongs, that's what I'm referring to. Not underwear. Yeah, so I'll probably go, like honestly, I'll probably go into that meeting like that to make a point. And my point is that looks don't matter, and you guys are all worried about appearance. How about building our sport? Now I'm going way too far on a rant that I should leave for later. One teacher says, we good. I like this. I don't even support. I won't tell you who that is. You can probably not quite see it. It's a surfing organisation in Australia, and they're one of our governing bodies, and I can't stand them. That's my honest truth. I'm wearing this because I was part of the representative team and I got it for free, so why not? Is there any way to contact you directly? Zhao, you can contact me directly. We're setting something up. We've got an email address being set up so that we can actually directly contact each other. But I'm also, I'll put the cap back on for it. I'm a PIVX representative, so I'm over on our PIVX Slack group. You're welcome to join our community over there. I think you'll find a lot of the lines of thinking very similar to your own. So please, I'll get really to show me reels. We got to put my the PIVX Slack group invitation up, dude, because I want people to be able to come over there and contact me over there as well. So I'll figure out how to get that done. I'll get an invitation sent to the PIVX Slack group, and any of you who'd like to speak to me directly through a message, I'll try and set up some Discord in the future as well. Wrench me, I can't link. Nah, man, I'll figure it out. I got interested in PIVX, I heard in the past, but too many coins, too less time. That's it, Shao. Too less time. But if you do want to contact me directly, I'm always over there, like checking in, and you can direct message me through the Slack group. So even if it's not about PIVX, that's fine. I'm okay with that. PIVX.slack.com. Is that all it is, Reels? Yeah, cool. Maybe, can I just type it into this PIVX? Look, we'll set it up later. But yeah, just contact me, bro. Or set it up. I'm Fish. 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 That's all I am in the Slack group. I'm Fish, the beach bum investor at most places or something. Steam it. On Steam it, I think it's Beach Bum Investor. Yeah, it is just at Beach Bum Investor. I can't put up links. Replace dot with dot. Yeah, I got you, bro. You can't put up links. That's cool. I'll find one. We'll get it into the comments section or something. But yeah, you seem pretty knowledgeable anyway, bro. You can probably figure out through that PIVX.slack. What's your main skills? Call me a jack of all trades, master of none, sir. I have done everything you can possibly imagine since I was 17 years old. I studied law, first and foremost. I was the youngest article clerk, I believe, in Australia, definitely in Queensland, at 17 years of age. I was working for a law firm. That's where my business career started, and it has taken twists and turns that you would not believe if I told you. I've been in the PGA Institute as a training professional golfer, and I've also represented the country in bodyboarding. So, have you eaten your own head? No, I haven't done that. Yeah, so I look exactly like you. You're kidding, right? Looking into a mirror, you poor bugger. if you look exactly like me, you're probably doing it just as hard with the women as I do. Yeah, it's been good chatting with you, Joe. For sure, catch up with us at Slack or just come into these convos, man. I'm going to try and get like an hour each day. It's been good. You got positive vibes. I love that. So, yeah, happy to talk to you about any projects you want to look into or work on together. I mean, I'm time poor at the moment. I'm not going to lie. I'm working on a stack of stuff, but I've always got time for a quick hello. It might take me a little while to get back, but I'll always get back to you. Having a read of the white paper PIVX, yeah, have a look at it, Cranky Pete. If you're a new investor, I can actually show you some maths behind that. I can report on staking bonuses for you, so I do know they're real. They happen fairly regularly, actually. So PIVX for me, it's the best crypto in the currency race. It's better than Dash, for my opinion, and the reason being is that it's more about equality. Dash is it's you know, unless you're a $300,000 investor. Yeah, Joe, you can work on that, man. Yeah, I'm a jack of all trades as well. That was the value that people saw in me over at PIVX, by the way. Do you want to know my university history? I've dropped out of 2 double degrees, meaning I've dropped out of 4 degrees: business, economics, politics, and law. Dropout. That's what I do. Look, I didn't fail. I just wasn't stimulated. It was stuff that you pay a lecturer to sit up there and read out a textbook that I can read myself. It wasn't interesting to me. So I've left 4 degrees. Bank gives me a mortgage. Yeah, man. I get in. Like, I don't know what it's like in the country you're from, Pete, but me jumping into this house that I'm sitting in now. I bought it 5 years ago. I've got 6 bedrooms, and like I literally can rent them out to pay double what my mortgage cost me. So that's kind of what I do. I've done it for a few years now. I left my last big corporate job after just getting disillusioned with the corporate world, and I just stopped working altogether. Been renting out rooms in my house, surfing, representing Australia over in Chile at the World Championships. Really crazy story. Like, I only started competing at 32. Like, yeah, man, I got 50. Look, here you go. Browser tabs. Going nuts up there. I'm the same. Usually they get to that small by the end of the day. I've researched that much stuff. I love it. It's interesting. If you can find something you enjoy, it becomes really easy. So anyway, I'm going to check out, guys. This has been a cool conversation again. Yeah, Xiao. Wait, Xiao, let's talk. Contact me. Slack or... We'll figure it out, man. It'll take me a while because I'm slow with social media. If anyone's contacted me, by the way, and I haven't got back to you, Central Coast. Yeah, right. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll catch up with you all, but like if I don't get back to you, I don't ignore people. It's just my ignorance with how to use social media. So just keep hitting me up. Or probably the best thing is like I am Fish. It's real simple. FISH. I'm over at the PIVX Slack group, and I check in there pretty much daily. So if you direct message me over there, that's the best way to get a response at the moment. That's where I'm investing most of my time. So I'd like to thank you all for joining this cryptocurrency discussion. We went over time today, but I don't work for anyone, so we can do that when we feel like it. Yeah, I'm going to check out for now, though. Go and do some more research on some of those awesome coins that you guys have dropped on me. I'm going to catch up with Really because we are working on some stuff together. And yeah, we'll get back to you tomorrow. More crypto discussion, maybe some more maths. Let's get another formula up and do an analysis of another coin. Maybe... Pete, Pete, you can go and have a look at one of my previous videos. It's the PIVX formula. I've already done one. Go and have a look at it. That's actually, that video, 6 hours after that was released, I got contacted by PIVX. And that's where it all started for me. Too many messages, you got excited. Yeah, it was going nuts there for a while. Good to see the enthusiasm, guys. I like these discussions. Let's keep them going, see how we go. And yeah, bring your knowledge to the table. It's always helpful. Yeah, have a look at it, Pete. Like, I'm not trying to self-plug or anything, man, but that was the video that sort of, like, I was doing some promo work here and there for some different coins, but that really changed. That was a game changer for me. They contacted me and said, that's like, you know, you've told the mum and dad investors how they can make comfortably 6% a year, you know, so that's responsible, and they liked my flow with it. So go and have a look at it, and yeah, the maths is solid. It fits, and my staking bonuses are actually coming in more regularly than what that maths says. Hey, Scotty. Hey, he always pops in at the end of videos. I don't know if you guys heard yesterday. Go and have a look. Like, just go to yesterday's video and go to the very end and listen to the last 5 seconds. And it's Scotty just thinking I'd already turned off, and he goes, "Oh, I got the sickness," because he's caught my flu because we're housemates. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to check out, guys. Thanks for dropping in. Let's do another session tomorrow if I can fit it in. I'm going to head down to Inverted Bodyboarding Store now, and I'm going to be doing an equipment check, so it's got nothing to do with cryptocurrency. So you're going to see another notification come up. That's to do with my bodyboarding life, nothing to do with cryptocurrency. So for those of you interested in this conversation, you're probably not going to be interested in the next one unless you do love bodyboarding as well. I'll be down there with Noah aboard. He's a sponsored rider, well-known rider in Australia. So he's down there today. I'm going to go check on what equipment they've got coming in for 2018 for the bodyboarding world. Should be interesting for the surfing and bodyboarding fans, but for the crypto fans, maybe it's time to head over to runreally.bat and check out the tech stuff with Really. Anyway, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Take it easy, frothers. Fish out.